Hey there guys, and welcome to the final episode of Let's Speedrun Link's Awakening DX 100%. In the last episode, we finished up Dungeon 6, collected our last item upgrade in the Level 2 bracelets, and in this episode we are going to be heading over to the final boss of the game, final area, Windfish's Egg. So, to start off with, we want to just play Mumbo's Mumbo, head over next to Crazy Tracy's place. And as with any time we play Mumbo in the overworld, our equip is going to be boots and bracelet. And here we are just going to have the same movement that we pretty much always have in this area. The only difference is instead of heading up the second staircase over to Telltale Heights, we're going to be heading up this first staircase towards the Windfish's Egg. Alrighty. So to start with, we can use bomb triggers to trigger this cutscene, but it's kind of impractical to do so. So I'm actually going to do something I don't usually do in these tutorials. I'm going to use up the speed up function, because this is a really long cutscene, and there is a lot to do in this segment. So, to start off with, don't mash B throughout this, because you have a couple of frames of input before the owl, after the owl lands and before he talks, and you can play the ocarina and that wastes time. Here, you want to cancel the text box by equipping bombs. And in this area, the layout is always the same as long as you have not checked the book in the library. So to start with, it is always left, left, up, right, up, left, up. And there we go. So here comes the first in a long series of quick kills in this segment. So to start with, there is this really long cutscene. It's about 10 seconds long. That happens when you land down here, lots of text boxes, blah, blah, blah. That's slow. So if you mash bomb triggers out of here, you can actually skip that cutscene entirely and just immediately spawn the blob, which will then lead into the blob quick kill, which I'll explain in a minute. So coming out of here, just mash. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. I'm very, very bad at mashing on controller, to be honest. There we go. Alright, so then you want to switch to boots and sword, and we're going to get set up for the blob quick kill. Now, the left to right positioning of this doesn't matter too much. It's the most important thing is the vertical positioning. So basically what we're going to do is get on a specific pixel, wait for him to jump, and then after he's jumped, slash out your sword and just charge a sword slash. Just don't move, and ideally you should kill him. There is still a lot of RNG to this kill. We don't really know how to manipulate it so you get it 100% of the time, but this is the most consistent setup that's been found so far. So the way I like to line this up, oh, wow, I could not even get on the right pixel. That is an embarrassment. I am sorry. Sorry you had to watch that. Okay. Alright, let me just, I guess I should drop a save state there or something. So basically the way I like to line this up is, is basically when Link is up against the wall, the shadow behind his foot will be on this pixel, and you want to go 2 down from that, and so you want to be on like that pixel right there. A lot of people use their sword to line it up. I personally have just found that the shadow is an easier visual cue for me, but you can just experiment around. Basically, you just want to be 2 pixels down from when you're up against the wall. So let me try this. Wow, okay, there we go. Except I forgot the sword slash. My goodness. I did not have that much trouble earlier. There we go. And so here, now we just want to slash our sword once he jumps. Don't move. And that was just bad RNG. That was the correct setup, but it just didn't work because reasons, pretty much. So, get 2 pixels down. Wait for him to jump. Slash sword. I am getting horrible luck right now, I'm sorry. That is the right setup. It just sometimes doesn't work. There we go. So that is what Blob Quick Kill looks like. And as you could see very plainly, it's just RNG. Sometimes it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you just need to pull out your powder and just kill him normally. So, if you happen to miss the cutscene skip, because, you know, you just didn't mash your bombs properly or something, dang, you missed the cutscene skip. There are a couple of backups that you can do. They are also RNG dependent, or like there is a backup that you can use. And basically, they involve a very similar thing where you want to stand on a specific pixel. I believe the X coordinate, your horizontal position, does matter a little bit more in this one, but I'm not positive because I haven't really done this quick kill a whole lot. Basically, there are 2 pixels. There's the Flynn pixel and the Zorlax pixel. And this one does use the shadow of Link's foot as the visual cue, and that's the reason why I think I default to using Link's shadow as a visual cue for the other quick kill. So the Flynn pixel is this one right here, and the Zorlax pixel is one higher than that, and those both seem to be just about equally consistent. For getting the quick kill, and it is pretty much the exact same thing. It's just a different setup. So you want to get on, here's the Flynn pixel, and you just wait for him to jump, and then slash out your sword and just hope it works. And that didn't work, but it's exactly the same concept for it. So here, just so that we won't have the music here. Okay, so I guess I'll just demonstrate what it would be like if you just missed the quick kill because of RNG. It's pretty simple. You just sprinkle him, and there you go. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff right there. Okay. So this is Aghanim. Aghanim is very random. Really, really sucks. There's no way to really account for the RNG in this split, or in this fight at all. The first 2 balls will always be yellow, which means they can be reflected back at him. But after that, 3 and 4, it takes 4 hits. The 3rd and 4th hit are always random. Average luck on this fight is like around 1 to 3. Because it's just a straight 50-50 shot as to whether you get a blue ball. A perfect blue ball luck is pretty rare, but not exceedingly uncommon. But that was pretty good luck. So, okay. Now we have another quick kill. Like, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of quick kills to explain in here. Okay, so for this one, what we're going to want to do is I personally use my sword as a lineup here. I try to get it... oh, dang. I wasn't able to pause in time because I was trying to hold with my left hand. But basically, you have all of these things kind of converging, and over here, I try to get the tip of my sword kind of in between those 4 things, pretty much. It's not like a very precise visual cue. It's not a very precise quick kill, but it is something that you need to be lined up for. Okay, and additionally, Okay. My gosh. I'm really terrible at explaining all of this stuff because it's just... There's so much in such a short amount of time, it's impossible to get, like, properly set up to explain and explain it at the same time. I don't know what I just did. My goodness. I turned on turbo. Oops. Alright, so... Is this the correct save state? That is not the correct save state. This should be it. Okay, so here you can see I try to get lined up just about there. And basically what we're going to do is as he transforms into Moldorm, you release your spin slash and then start just kind of slashing. You don't want to spam, like you don't want to mash. You want it to be a regular, consistent rhythm. Otherwise, you will drop the slash, but it should look something along the lines of this. Oh, wait, okay. Or my spin slash can uncharge in the pause menu. That's good too. And there you go. That's Moldorm Quick Kill. There is another method you can use that's a little bit more consistent because it's less timing based as far as when you release the spin slash. And it's the poking method, and it's just looks like this. And there you go. Important to note is with the blue tunic, it takes 8 hits to kill Moldorm. With the red tunic, it takes 4, I think. Because Moldorm is one of the only phases, or one of the only bosses in the game that does take extra damage from the red tunic. And it does stack with level 2 sword. So, yeah, so that's one thing. Another important thing to note, in 100%, this quick kill is actually much less important, to be totally honest. Let's say you drop it. Well, it only takes 8 hits, so it's pretty easy to just slash him, and you only need a few hits, so it doesn't waste too much time to miss that quick kill. So don't fret if you're having a hard time with it. But yeah, so that's Moldorm Quick Kill. Next is Death'll Skip, and this is one of the things that I personally have the most trouble with because Death'll Skip is a thing it's less important in 100% than it is in any percent. And any percent, since I came back to it, doesn't use this trick anymore because it doesn't get the ocarina. So I'll try to explain it as best I possibly can. But just know that I'm not necessarily the best at this trick. So you might want to just ask around the community if there are problems that you're having with it. So, okay. Basically what we want to do here is we want to get over in this corner right here, and Ganon is going to start spawning bats. And what we want to do, there are a couple of different methods for this. Well, there's a buffered method and an unbuffered method. Zorlax uses a very unique method that he has specifically told me face-to-face, just don't bother with it. Don't bother learning his method. It's faster, but it's a huge pain. He showed me he has an image doc where he has to memorize exactly how 18 different frames look and adjust his strats depending on that. And so he has a faster method, but it is a big pain. So if you're going to do Death'll Skip, just do the standard buffered method or try it unbuffered, and then if it doesn't work, use Boomerang. So what we want to do is freeze one of Ganon's bats in place by playing Ocarina on a specific frame, on the same frame that it becomes a bat, pretty much. And so this sounds kind of confusing, but here, basically, you want to pause right around the time that this bat right here gets over Ganon's middle finger, which is right around here. And what you're looking at is this bat right here, the third one. You're looking for the frame that it turns into a bat, which should be just one or two more. There it is. So you're looking for that frame. Once that turns into a bat, you're going to start map buffering. You want to map buffer 7 times, and you can do that just by holding the select button. And then the reason we use map buffering here is map buffers buffer 4 frames, whereas the inventory buffers only buffer 1. So it's a lot faster than using inventory buffers. So it's going to look something like this. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then buffer Ocarina out of that. And there we go. Once that bat has frozen in place, you know that you've done Death'll Skip correctly. Now, the reason we're doing this is once we finish up this phase and Landmola phase, Death'll is going to is going to spawn in, but because the bat's already there, the game assumes that that is Death'll. And the bat has an HP value of 0 HP, so it spawns in as Death'll and immediately dies. I'm not sure of the exact particular inner workings of it, but that's my understanding of the trick. Also, something to note about Death'll Skip. Use Song 1. You do not want to use Song 2. If you use Song 2, you will warp to the beginning of the egg, and that is a bad time, because you'll have to refight everything. So that's pretty much buffered Death'll Skip, is you just want to try and time it so that you get the first frame that the bat kind of comes into existence, that third bat. It should be one more frame right there. And then you want to just map buffer 7 times and then play the song. So that was a much better Death'll Skip than what I showed the first time. I believe that was 7. I hope that was 7. Yeah. So that's Death'll Skip right there, pretty much, in a nutshell. You can do this bufferless. I'm horrible at it, so I'm not even going to bother to attempt it, to be totally honest with you. I practiced it and I never got it once. It's something that you can just try bufferless and then then just go through the rest of the fight normally if you don't get it. But here's what the rest of the fight looks like with Death'll Skip. You just want to use Pegasus Boots to charge him 6 times. There we go. Charge up a Sword Slash, wait just a second, release it, Landmola phase will die, and then this is what I'm talking about. Death'll will instantly die as soon as he spawns in, although there is a Death'll that does spawn and can damage you, which is one of the reasons why the split time for this category is after you hit the white screen right there. That would be time, is as soon as the screen fades completely to white. So without Death'll Skip, this is a good amount easier. So you just charge him 6 times, charge up the sword. There we go. You do Feather and Boomerang, and the reason why Death'll Skip is technically faster is because you don't have to rely on Death'll RNG. In this segment, if you're using Boomerang, you can kill him in 1 hit, but you still have to rely on RNG for his eye to open, and additionally, his hitbox is super weird with the Boomerang. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and I don't really know why. I don't know that anybody does. But there you go. That's what the fight should look like. You might have it happen where if you throw the Boomerang like too early, I think, is one possible cause, but just sometimes it won't work, so you just have to wait for his eye to open again, unfortunately. But that is if you don't want to learn Death'll Skip. Death'll Skip, I believe, saves, like, using the buffered method, I think, doesn't save too much time, like 5 to 10 seconds. But Death'll Skip buffered is also not terribly difficult. But that's pretty much the fight. Apologies that this was kind of a ridiculously long episode considering how little was done in it, but like I said, there was a lot of stuff to explain all at the same time. So Additionally, another way you can, if you decide not to do Death'll Skip, you can actually, once you kill him, you can get into either this corner or this corner, and then as the text box is playing out, you can just mash the text box away with like the boomerang button while holding up left, and then as soon as the staircase appears, you will enter it. So, and time is right now. So that is 100%. Apologies again, or apologies, I guess this is the first time I'm saying it on the actual video itself, but apologies that the series has taken such a crazy long time. I was hoping to get it done within like a week, and it took me the better part of a month. But yeah, that is Link's Awakening DX 100%. I will be hopefully recording and uploading the Tunic Differences video later today. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. If you have any additional questions, I know there was kind of a lot, and I'm sure I missed some details in this final fight. So if you have any questions, just ask in the comments, send me a message, or ask in the Discord. If you'd like a link into the Link's Awakening DX speedrunning Discord, there should be a link on speedrun.com forums. If that's not valid anymore or anything, just ask me or anybody else who speedruns Link's Awakening. Will gladly get you into the Discord. Yeah, and that's been Link's Awakening 100%. So, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you next time.